Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning. It's Friday, but y'all, we don't get hyped because it's Friday. We thank God for another opportunity. And it just so happened to be Friday. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready for that medicine. Today's prescription comes from Proverbs chapter 25, verse 7. And just a heads up, I'll be starting podcast, YouTube channel. So I'm trying to make it to where Monday, Lord willing, that I'll share the link on Facebook, but you'll have to look at it through YouTube or one of the podcasting streams that I have. Just sign up for the page and you'll get an alert. So just FYI, Facebook only keeps them on for 30 days. So I'm trying to do some things. So just FYI, Monday. I'm trying to, so either Monday, no, Lord willing, no later by Wednesday. But just giving you a heads up. Proverbs chapter 25, verse 7. For it is better that he say to you, come up here, than that you should be put lower in the presence of the prince, whom your eyes have seen. For it's better him to say to you, come up here, than you should be put in a lower place, whom your eyes have seen. I was thinking this morning, as I just meditated, and this is what came to my mind this morning. That's what I want to meditate on. It's easy to trust God for you, and sometimes that can be a struggle. But what about trusting God for somebody else? What do I mean by that? What about trusting God when someone else is involved in the process? And I think that God wants to stretch our trust to where it's beyond ourselves. See, it's some things with ourselves we have the ability to control to a degree. But when it comes to somebody else in the process, I don't have very little, if any, control over that. And that's what I want our focus to be on for this morning, medicine. Notice that he said, for it's better for you that he said that you come up here. It's better for them to recognize you than you try to recognize yourself. Because you have to trust. And this is why it's just funny to me, because it's easy, let me say it like that, to trust for myself. But when someone else is involved in the process, that's when we sometimes want to put our hands on things. And I just want us to think about that this morning, because he has to trust that the prince will recognize and move him up. And I'm telling you, it's hard for us to do that because the unknown, if the prince will recognize that. What if the prince didn't see me? What if the prince that? And I can see, I can see me. Let me just say, I can see us. We try to do something to bring attention so that the king can see us. We try to make sure or do something to make it happen. Because it's hard to trust, first off, myself, but when someone else is involved in the process, I got to trust God for that. I got to trust God for them. When I don't really know how they're going to respond. I don't know how long until they get it. I got to trust God for my spouse. That they will change. Come on. What? I got to trust this person that's in the process, that they'll do their part or they'll do their job, sometimes in itself that can be a struggle. And God puts us in these situations to stretch us, to learn how to trust him even more. It's a process of our faith to grow. You know, it's like you put in, you put in for that loan. Once you fill out that application, it's out of your hands. Now, what is that person going to do with it? I mean, I'm going to speak for myself. I'm waiting for some things that I turned in. It's been a little minute. And the thing that comes to my mind, man, I wanted them people doing their job. They probably just sitting on it. And you know how those thoughts come to our mind. But the question God asked me is, do I trust him that he can work with them? Do I trust him that he could work on my behalf without my hands on it? Do I trust that he will move me up to the seat that I'm supposed to be without me trying to take or put myself in position for that seat? And that's my question for this morning medicine. Can we trust God when it comes to someone else being involved in the process? Can I trust God that I don't have to put my hands on it? Can I trust God? Can I trust God? I'm thinking about Joseph. And Joseph was put in situations where promises was made to him. And he had to trust God in the fulfillment of that vision. And when you look at his life, most of the things that he came across was out of his control. How in the world, Lord, is this thing going to come to pass? How in the world, Lord, is this thing going to be fulfilled? When these parts of it is out of my hand. And this is what I want us to think about this morning. Because as we approach today, God will put us in situations, if you're not already in one, that I have to trust God for someone else, that they may do their part. But what about when time and it starts to lapse, and it seems like, will I trust God with someone else? Will I trust God when it comes to my children? Will I trust God when it comes to fill in the blank? Like I said, it's easier to trust him for myself. But what about when it's for someone else? Can Joseph trust that the vision will be fulfilled with the areas that he has not, that it's out of his control? Can he trust God? And that's the question to us. Will we trust God? Will you trust God for the things that are out of your control when it's dealing with other people? Can you trust God to work on their heart when it seems that your words and your actions cannot do it? Will you trust God that he will elevate you, that you don't have to make a scene and try to elevate yourself? Will you trust God outside of you? I pause because it's a question of reflection. Will we trust God when it comes to someone else that's involved in the process? Will I trust God that no matter what's happening in the government, will I trust God that He has the king's heart in His hand? Will I trust God that He'll make a way when it comes to someone else that may be in my way? I'm just saying this morning medicine. It's easy to trust God for me. But can I trust God with someone else in the process? What does your prayers look like? Thought of reflection this morning. This is your morning medicine. Will you trust God, not only for you, but for what that other person do their part? God bless you all. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. God bless.